Say something for the podcast. Tell the people what you feel.
I'm just jazzed about being on the show, man.
You are listening to The Objective Jerk, where objectiveness is the objective, and I am said jerk.
What's happening? How's everybody doing? Hope all is well. Hope everybody's doing good. Just had a couple things I wanted to kind of talk about. First of let's see, I don't know, what do I want to talk about first? So, 7 months ago, there was an active shooter incident in which a woman / man, trans, went into a Christian school and shot up some kids and some teachers, right? And it became known that there was a manifesto of this individual, right? Usually, when a shooter of any kind of terrorist type activity that's, domestic, and they have a manifesto, that stuff is released like almost immediately. I mean, some of the times they're pretty quick. So I thought it was strange that knowing that there was a manifesto that was found of this individual and they never released it. Now, this is 7 months ago, and it's finally out, but it still wasn't even released. It was leaked, right? Now, think about that for a minute. Why was it not released? Because the individual's trans? They don't want to make trans people look bad? Guess what? There's plenty of piece of crap trans people out there, piece of crap gay people. There's piece of crap everybody out there. But to me, it just pushes that so-called conspiracy theorists that, the left is, trying to manipulate various things. But this right here is evidence by itself. Like, why not release it? So, some of the... Well, I mean, I know why they didn't want to release it, but I'm just, I guess playing devil's advocate. I don't know if that's the right term, but for what I'm trying to do. But the here I go again. I didn't have the one thing I was like, but they didn't have they didn't want to release it. Oh, see, look at it. Then you Google, let's see. Okay, hold on. Oh, really? So look at here I am Googling manifesto, and of course it doesn't bring it up. Okay. So see, that's the other thing too, is like if it was the other way around, if I would have put manifesto, they would have had that all over it. If it was like some redneck shooting black folks or gay people, that would be, without even looking. But anyway, so obviously, it's like I don't know. Well, here, I'm just going to read some of the things that she had written in there. So she wrote, well, God, everything's like little Okay, well, everything's like completely like redacted, so I can't even read what that says. See if I can find a better I know it said something like, kill all the little fuckers, the Christians, the crackers. Is that what they're bleeping out, crackers? Want to kill all you little cracker. I think that's what that is. Really? I mean, I don't know. I guess so they can justify, I don't know, bunch of little effing with your white privilege. And, so basically all the rhetoric and all the crap that the left has been pushing for the last few years is what this person wrote down. So they don't want to admit that the agenda they're pushing can be harmful. But it's like, what? I mean, I don't know. What do you think was going to happen? And it's like, and I don't know. But even, you know what? That's not even. I mean, because the other side does it too. I'm not going to lie, but it's just the problem isn't, so much the agenda that's put out there. It's mental health, man. Mental health is the problem. But it's like they don't want to admit, I don't know. It's insane to me that they didn't release it because they didn't want to make a certain side look bad. You know what I mean? And it's like, it doesn't matter what side looks bad or what side, whatever. The information needs to be out there. They need to know. They need to know the kind of things that she said so people can know what to look for. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I know there was something where she or he talked, I don't even know, is it an actual woman that became a male or a male that became a woman? I don't even remember. Nashville's Audrey Hale. So I guess it was so she's like the first female, like chromosome-wise, female, XY chromosome. Is that right? Yeah. The Y chromosome. So it makes them women, right? I don't remember. But anyway. But yeah, so it's a crazy incident. It happens here. I'm not gonna be like, ooh, I don't care like which side or whatever. I mean, if this was the same thing, like this is where my objectiveness comes in, it's like if it was on the other way around and it was some racist white dude that killed a bunch of black people at a club or something, and there was a manifesto and they didn't want to release it because whatever reason, it's like, no, they need to release it. I mean, I know, I guess you could argue the manifesto is, they like the individual wants it to be released to maybe influence other people, I guess. And that's one way to look at it, but it always gets released. I don't know. I think it's better to release it than to hide it. And because it does help just normal people know what to look for. So if you have a family member or someone that's kind of doing the same kind of stuff, you'd be like, oh crap, this reminds me of whatever, I should report this person. So I think it's better to let it out. But that's not even what I'm like really kind of upset about. Like it was they didn't want to release it, and everybody that has a brain knows why. You know what I mean? I mean, everything that people, all the conspiracy theories, were proven right with the stuff that was, it's like, it's exactly what we were saying, like, But what kind of pisses me off is the mayor. Is he a mayor? Let's see. Yeah, so Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell, he is pissed off at, and he's like going after who leaked the documents. Like he's more worried about that than the fact that they held on to the documents to protect an agenda is what it. And it's been 7 months. You know what I mean? 7 months. So there was no trying to keep certain individuals safe, like maybe family members. I guess they could argue. Maybe family members of this individual, they didn't want to get any kind of repercussions because of it or something. Okay, I get that. But 7 months? Really? No, they've had plenty of time to move, change their name, whatever. So it's just, I don't know. It's just like, it's this kind of crap here. It's just the hypocrisy on the left is just, it's unfathomable. You can't even weigh it. You can't even, it's insane. Like it kind of, I don't know, it just blows my mind. I'm glad it's finally out. I remember thinking like, why won't they release it? They should need to release it. But then it was like, okay, I know why. Because they don't want, for that reason, they don't want, somebody who's in the LGBT whatever community to be a bad person. It's the same thing with like Netflix. When the what's his face? Jeffrey Dahmer, the Dahmer show. When it first came out, it was categorized in the LGB category or whatever. And they got pissed off. And so they took it out of there. It's like, well, the dude was gay. He killed gay people. It's a gay category. I mean, it's like you can't just pick and choose who's in your community. I mean, they kind of do, I guess, but it just, I don't know. It's just crazy. And then what else is going on in this stupid kangaroo court with Trump? The district attorney and the judge that's over that thing, dude, they're all nut jobs. They're all mentally challenged individuals. I don't know. But people don't care because Trump is, he's in court. He's going to get his. They don't care that it's immoral or illegal or wrong or anything. It's just, okay, they get him. It's like, how do you sleep at night, Even if, I want to win, right? I want my party to win. I want my opinions to win, I guess. But I don't want to do it illegally or immorally. You know what I mean? I don't want to cheat. I want the Minnesota Vikings to win the Super Bowl, but I don't want them to cheat to do it, And if it comes out that they cheated, I'm going to be like, oh, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be upset. That's not cool. And so it's the same thing. It's like, you want to be on the side of right. That's legitimately right. Not just because that makes it look like it's right. No, you want to be on the right side of right. The right side of history, the correct side, whatever. I don't know. It's just, it's crazy. Dude, it's out. It's just that it wasn't released sooner or whatever. But then it wasn't even released. It was leaked by, what's his face? Crowder. What's his name? God, I just had it up too. I don't know. It was a YouTube guy or something. Louder with Crowder, something like that. I watched some of his stuff, but I don't. But yeah, so I guess he's the one that, first let it out, leaked it. I don't know where he got it from, but they're more worried about trying to find out who leaked it than the fact that they didn't release it. And there's stuff on there about like how like they were almost caught. She was almost caught. Oh, I just did it. I said they. which is probably what they went by, their pronoun, which I didn't even mean to. See, I'm getting brainwashed. She. Because, yeah, she was a female pretending to be a male. So, but she states, I remember, I read, I needed to keep stuff up on my computer, but that, you know, I read somewhere where it was almost stopped or was almost caught in 2021 for some reason. It's like, well, what was that about? How was she almost caught? How was she almost stopped? What happened? You know, that kind of stuff is important. But no, finding out who leaked a domestic terrorist manifesto is the priority. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Send me an email. I'd like to hear your opinions, or comment if you're listening to this on Rumble or whatever. Let's see. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is common courtesy. Now, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I seriously want somebody that's Filipino, preferably maybe one that I don't know, to give me a legitimate reason of why they think this. But why is it Filipinos just don't have common courtesy? And when, you know, common courtesy is like basically stems being courteous to people you don't know. And I've talked about this before. I talked about how I went to a movie theater and these people wouldn't shut up. Well, I went to the movies again with my whole family this time, and we saw Five Nights at Freddy's or whatever. And it's the same thing. There was, like, you know, a handful of groups of people there, and there was just these two girls, well, one specifically, that just was talking throughout the whole thing. They just started, and then it would kind of slow down, and then she would talk again. And my kids were kind of sitting close to them, and then they moved because she wouldn't shut up. And I asked them afterward, and it was like, it's because she was explaining the characters in the movie to her friend the whole time. And so it got to a point where I turned around and I said, hey, can you try and whisper? Like, really, you know. And then my wife said something in Ilocano, something the same, you know. And then they didn't say a word the rest of the movie, which is good. But it's like, you don't have to, like, not talk, but it's like, be courteous of other people. There are other people in the theater, you know. You whisper. How hard is it to whisper to somebody? Whisper in their ear. Say something. You're not, movie theater's not there for you to hang out and jaw jack while you watch a movie. That's what you do at home. And if, you know, if you're the only people in the movie theater, then fine. But as soon as someone else comes in there, you respect that person and you shut your mouth and watch the movie. It's like, I don't get it, you know? And then right at the end, like there's like 10 minutes left maybe of the movie, you know? So it's the climax and stuff's going on. All of a sudden people start coming in for the next showing with their lights on their phone so they can see, even though the steps have little lights on it. And they start coming in with their lights, you know? So it's like a total distraction. It's like trying to watch the movie, but then you got these people coming in. It's like, what the you know, it's just like, I don't get it. And then my wife even asked the lady, like, at the theater as we were leaving, it's like, why are people going in there? Like, and they said, well, it's open seating. It's like, yeah, it's open seating means you can pick where you sit, but that doesn't mean you interrupt somebody else's movie by coming in while we're trying to finish it. You know what I mean? Like, why are they letting people come in and disrupt our movie? You know? So please, somebody who's Filipino that's listening to this, send me an email. Explain this to me. Like, why? Like, what? I don't get it. Like, how is it not? How do they not see that that's disrespectful to other people? You know, like, I don't know if it's, and you know, it's not like the States is like full of courteous people. They're assholes in the States too. You know. But I don't know if it's just because that was one of the traits that my mother really instilled on me, was being courteous of other people, hold the door open for people, or, just be aware there are other people in the world, and everything's not all about you, And they're like that when they drive. They drive like they're the only person on the road. And, you're standing in line at the store and they just cut in front of you. And it's like, dude, there's a line. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like, really? Like, what? Like, what goes on through a Filipino's brain? I don't get it. Like, what is it? I need to know. Because my wife, I don't know, just because her years in the States, she can't answer the question. And I get, some people here I talk to, and they're like, yeah, that, they just like, that's the way it is. And I get that. But I'm just like, why though? Like, what? Do they not kind of teach that kind of stuff in the schools here? Or is it, I don't know, like what? I just want to know. Someone that grew up in the Philippines, I would love to know your take or your theory on why not all, but most Filipinos just have no common courtesy. Because it happens every time I drive somewhere. There's somebody that just drives that it's like, what? It's not traffic. We're not in Manila. It's that they can't drive. They're horrible. They're horrible at driving. And then, so like I said, I've been to the movies twice now. And both times there's been somebody loud and obnoxious and interrupting the movie. I went to the movies in the States at least 50 times, probably more. I don't know. I don't know how many, but and out of 50 times going to the movie theaters, I would say maybe 5 out of my whole life. There was 5 times where somebody was kind of being like that, and somebody told them to shut the hell up, and that was it. So I've been to the movies twice now since I've been here, and both times the same thing. So I think I'm done. I'm not going to the movies here anymore, just because it's like, I don't know. The people here, when it comes to common courtesy, are just clueless. I don't get it. I think they go out of their way for people they know, but they just don't give a crap about people they don't know. I think. I don't know if that makes any sense. But I'm just trying to understand, because I live here now, and like I said, America's not, they're, jerks there too. It's like they're bad drivers and inconsiderate people there too. But it just seems like the average is much higher here than in the States, And I've only been here, 4 years? And so I spent 40 years in the States, and, so that's twice now. I've been to the movie theaters, and both times there was somebody. And every single time I go somewhere or drive somewhere, there's some asinine, idiotic person on the road multiple times. And that's like something that would happen like once a month, maybe. There'd be like something that would happen once a month where I got to honk my horn and be like, dude, what the hell? What's your problem? You know what I mean? Here it's every day. Well, every day that I drive. Every time I go somewhere, I'm like, dude, what is going? It's like, what the hell? I don't know. And a lot of it is they're not brought up or educated in the proper ways of driving like we are in the States. But some of it too is just common sense and common courtesy. You know what I mean? If you're on a highway and there's tons of traffic and it's like a busy time of the day, and there's all this. You don't sit there and do a 3-point turnaround and block both lanes of traffic because you don't feel like driving down the road, turning off, and then turning around to come back because you went too far. You need to go the other direction. That right there is selfishness. That's not driving skills. That's just being a complete asshole. So, please, somebody, just for my mental stability or lack of, but I just need someone to maybe try and put it in some sort of perspective for me. That would be great. I would love that. Anyway, that's it. Till next time, I will talk to you later. This has been the Objective Jerk. Out. No, that's stupid, huh? I'm trying to figure out a way to sign off, but that was dumb. Anyway, all right. See you next time. You just put yourself through another episode of the Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.